Hey loves, so I'm super excited to be here today with a beautiful friend of mine, Danny Redbard, who is going to be sharing with us about this amazing diagram here, his transmission of it, and he's going to be really giving us a transmission of the lover archetype, which I think he holds very strongly, and he gets told that all the time. And yeah, coming over, Danny. So Danny actually ran a masculine integration weekend that I attended, and he facilitated it so beautifully. And this is the diagram that he shared, one of the diagrams that he shared with us, and I just knew that this had to be part of this program. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to diving a little bit deeper and getting it even more ingrained as well.
Yeah. So my partner Victoria created this diagram, and we both got very different perspectives on it. And so, like, I'm going to be sharing the real masculine perspective and how I grew up as a man, and like we're told as men that we've got to be in this light masculine, patient, hold space, like way, like hold the women, like all this kind of societal dogmatic shit. It's what I'm going to be going into, and how it plays out for me, and how the shadow of that, how ending up in the shadow of that is what's created disharmony in me, disharmony in my relationships, and I see it playing out in society constantly, frequently. So I'm going to be sharing it. I'm ready.
Yeah, awesome. He's like, let's do this. So we're going to do this video, and then we're going to do a separate one where Danny's going to give us more transmission of his lover, and you're going to get even a practice that you can do to cultivate your inner lover. Yeah, so it'll be really beautiful. All right,
cool.
Take it away, Danny, the lover.
All right. So, light masculine is where we're concentrating over here. So, we've got our axis here, masculine, feminine, dark, light. Now, the light masculine, as men, we're told at some stage growing up as little kids, all of a sudden it's like, don't cry, like don't show emotion. We like hold space is a term thrown around this spiritual community a lot. And what it means is to allow other people to have emotions, right? But where this ends up polarized and going into shadow is that we hold space for other people's emotions, and we end up out here. And when I'm constantly outsourcing my emotions to others, I end up numb to my own emotions. So what the light masculine is meant to be is patient, structured, provider, hold space, now if I'm constantly patient for other people and I'm structured for other people and I'm overgiving, this light end can really like overgive now. And it can end up in like this rescuer. Like when I say rescuer as well, I really like see this white knight energy, this like trotting in on my horse, like I can save you. And I say that because I've absolutely been there. Like, and it's like this mask that I'd put on, this facade that I used to put on and like show up for women as like this, I'm 6'2", I'm handsome enough, I'm stable enough, and it's like this facade that only lasts so long, right? Because I'm all of it, because I'm equally dark, I'm equally feminine, I'm equally like still my inner child. We're still like children in these adult bodies at some level. I've got this inner child in here, and it can be really fucking sad and really deep and really upset. It can also be really connected to my purpose and the divine reason why I'm here, right? But how can I just show up as this one corner of myself, this white knight rescuer, if I'm all of these things, if I'm simultaneously this dark animal down here that's like, that just wants to fuck and just wants to penetrate and just wants to take and is capable of killing? It's like, I can't just be this white knight. Like, and so if I'm polarized out here, if I'm constantly trying to be patient, trying to provide and structure and hold space, I end up as this rescuer, white knight. And a big piece of this is numb. Now when I say that, I'm handing you the word outsourcing. Because if I'm outsourcing all of my emotions to a partner, these polarities are like magnets for each other. So if I've ended up polarized out here, what I attract into my life is these dark feminine women, right? And the dark feminine is connected to the void, is an orchestrator, she's connected to that deep magic, that intuition, right? Now, where the dark feminine can go awry, if we perceive this as like yang and yin, right? And the yang is penetrative, it is the sun, it is the cock, it is the light, it is hardness, it is structure. And over here we have yin, which is flow, it is darkness, it is the yoni, it is the feminine, it is the moon. So over here we've got structure, over here we've got full flow. Now down here in the depths of darkness, what this can look like, this connection to this intuition, to this void space, to this womb space, and all the intuition, all the all-knowingness, all that sight. What this can be is deeply, deeply emotional. Now if there's no structure for that holding, if a human being is carrying all this and has no structure for how to hold it, it can be like this human being, and I'm not just saying females, I'm not just saying women, I'm saying people with this big connection to the void space, to the intuition, to all the depth of dark emotion. They want to dump it on someone else at some point. So this can be emotional dumping. And how this can come out is manipulation. So manipulative. I'm also going to put the word seductress. I'm going to put it in here. Because I think seduction is one of the most beautiful fucking things on our planet. I think it's amazing. And I think it gets put at these. So this seductive, manipulative energy down here that's big connection to emotions, right? Outsources the structure, outsources the ability to hold, right? So if I'm overloaded by so much emotion and I need someone else to hold it, it's like I dump it on them, or like I'll manipulate them into being someone who I can just dump it on. So this light masculine ends up in the relationships with these orchestrative women. How many relationships I've seen of men that have completely given away their balls to their partner because their woman is like this creative, orchestrative power, and because he's outsourced all of his creativity to her, because creativity comes from the void, comes from that womb space. If he's outsourced all of his creativity to her, he doesn't come up with his own original ideas. So it's kind of like she's the one who plans the holiday for the year, or she's the one that plans what the house looks like, or where we're going to live, or everything like that. He just holds space for her emotions. He just provides, is patient, and is like this numb dad, right? Now, where this leads to, when I use the word numb, I'm literally talking about numb to the body. And if this goes on for decades, what comes out is erectile dysfunction. It's just a symptom. That's just simply a symptom of numbness. Absolutely just a symptom of numbness. if I numb myself from really feeling what's going on inside me, then of course my cock's going to go wrong eventually. Now, so this is over avoidance. Like, everything in here is beautiful, right? If I can be in here, like I love the ability to be structured and patient and hold space. I also love the ability to be creative and orchestrative and intuitive and seductive. What I don't love is becoming polarized in this, and I really have been. As I've said, I've completely numbed out to my emotions. Before I met EJ a couple of years ago, who really had an effect on my life, played a part in starting to go to men's group 2 years ago. I had this, I'd pushed down all this emotion. I was in a relationship like this with Vic. I'd outsourced all my emotions to her and was holding space for her, and what was coming out sideways was that I was really resentful and bitter towards her because I'd pushed down all this emotion into this bottle of and didn't know how to feel sad anymore. I was refusing to feel into my sadness, and there was so much anger and grief and everything layered on top of it that all that was coming out was this stomping around all resentful and bitter, right? And so at that stage I was completely numb to everything else, even not feeling into my true happiness. And this is the lightness, this is the surface of the lake. Everything's fine on the surface of the lake. I can wear a smile, I can be a white knight, right? But what it did was outsource all this depth under the lake to Vic. And she was stewing down there in all this depth of emotion. She can't just outsource that shit to me. I'm refusing to feel it. I'm too numb. So she's in this overwhelm of emotion. Whew. Hurts just thinking about it. Now, learning this journey of how to express emotion, how to tap into it, how to feel into it, I began coming back into here. And all of a sudden my creativity awakens, my intuition awakens, and I'm in touch with my emotions. That's a big one. I'm going to come back to that. So, another kind of relationship. Go to the light feminine. Now the light feminine, it's simultaneously this nurturing, it's mother energy. So nurturing mother is good. It's also pure maiden energy. So simultaneously a mother and a pure maiden energy. This is where it can end up, if polarized, is under boundary. That means overgiving as well. Underbounded and overgiving. Yeah. And what this does here is outsource all the boundaries to this dark masculine down here. What the dark masculine is penetrative, goal focused, and when this kind of energy, this capable of take energy, is polarized, take energy that's polarized ends up the result of crossing boundaries, which literally results in trigger warning on the R word, rape, sexual assault, because this crosses boundaries. This just completely steps over boundaries, not give a fuck, right? Just steps over, completely entitled, right? Now, I'm not saying that energy is wrong. That energy is demonized in this world because of how much fucking rape is going on in the world, how much sexual assault and how much crossing of boundaries is being done. So I don't doubt that basically, like literally every woman that I meet has had their boundaries crossed. Full stop. Absolutely. Whether that's resulted in sexual assault or all the way to rape, which is fucking much more common than we'd like to admit, like to speak about. It's relevant and it's completely in our society, intrinsic. And what we're doing with this energy, instead of acknowledging it as part of the human experience, we're pushing it down even further. Are you alright, EJ?
Yeah, I'm just adjusting.
Pushing it down even further, like, that's not me. That's not me. I would never be like that. I would never sexually assault. So it's like, what I've had to admit to myself as a man, right, and as someone that's been a drinker and a partier, right, is that I've crossed women's boundaries, right? I've literally crossed women's boundaries sexually, right? I've been in this take energy, this penetrative goal focus, this darkness, this rapey, this is predator. And I do a lot of work with that word because men in my circles, I tell them that they're all predators. That triggers the fuck out of some men. And I'm like, I'm a fucking predator. It's like, if I can own that and actually accept it, rather than like pushing it aside and this energy coming out sideways, like I said, it's like, I can step into here and be penetrative and goal focused and simultaneously be nurturing and be centered. I can hold space and be provider and be patient and nurture people rather than cross boundaries and be a predator. But ignoring this energy and pushing it aside like, I would never be like that, I could never be like that, oh my god, rapists, all rapists should be locked up. It's kind of like, I've got to admit, done some fucking rapey acts. It's like, it's uncomfortable. Don't want to fucking act like that. But this is the key to being all of it and to not being polarized. So how frequently have we ended up seeing a beautiful, like, nurturing mother that's giving and she's caring and she's loving and she just knows how to nurture. That word nurture, big hit. How many times have we seen a woman like that end up in a relationship, polarized, with someone that's predatorial and that crosses boundaries? And whether it's crosses boundaries, like this is not only crosses boundaries sexually, this is crosses boundaries like men that take or expect their woman to provide the money and to provide whatever the fuck they want. This is like constantly crossing this boundaries because this is underboundary and overgiving, and so can't speak up and be like, no, right? So this can't say no, this doesn't even listen to no, right? So it doesn't fucking matter. This one is outsourcing all the boundaries to here, and this one is just fucking constantly overstepping because it's the easiest fucking thing. This is comfort zone. Outside this circle is being in comfort zone. That's why I end up here in like this white knight, because it's been my comfort zone to put that mask on and be like, look at me, everything's okay. I can rescue, I can save you, it's all gonna be fucking beautiful. This is how I'll show up. And eventually that mask cracks. It's like, fuck, I've actually got emotions and I've got all of it and it's really fucking hectic. It's quite hectic being human. I'm actually really upset about it. My little boy, my inner child is a little bit upset, and my lover just wants to love and I want to show up, and I've simultaneously got this inner feminine and I don't know what to do with it because I'm told that as a man I've just got to be a provider and be structured and be patient and hold space. Okay? I eventually got really shitty with this being like what I've got to do as a man. Right? Show up, be strong. And right. Show up, be strong. there was this man in men's group a few months ago. I sit in circle every week with a bunch of men. A lot of these men. There's a man, we're like half an hour in. Like it's just getting into, we've just done the little rituals, set the scene. And we're all sitting down and a few men have checked in and this man checks in. He's barely said a word and he's in his check-in. And he says, I just, and he could hardly speak. His throat was so closed up, he could hardly speak. And he said, I've just been holding it in all week because I've just been holding space for my partner because she's so upset about it. Like their child had some things going on. Anyway. And he thought that holding space for his partner meant completely being stoic and not fucking crying. I was fucking heartbroken. My mind was just like, and all the men were just kind of like, this men nodding like, yeah, I understand you, bro. Like, let it out. Gotta let it out here. Like, this is the space to do it. My mind was fucking devastated because I'm like, you think your woman wants you to show completely no emotion in this situation? You think that she wants someone that can be there fucking rigid, showing up, being strong, holding space, like fucking just provide the money and like fucking shut the fuck up. This is what it means to be a man. This is what it means to be a man. It's fucking heartbroken because he completely bottled up all of his big emotions and then rocked up to men's group and dumped them. Which is great. I'm glad he's doing that. I'm glad it's not coming out in other bloody sideways ways. But I was heartbroken that the societal dogma, the societal beliefs, the societal like underground rules is that us men, right, aren't allowed to be any of this. That we've got to be here, being strong, being patient, allowing the women and the kids to have emotion, but not us. So eventually I came to a point in my life where I was, a couple of years ago, as I said, EJ was peace in it, that I'd pushed down emotion for so long that, and I knew something was wrong. I didn't want to fucking be this shit anymore. I was bored of it. I was disappointed. I was fucking angry. I was devastated that this is what it means to be a man. This is what it means to be a man in our societal fucking belief, right? Because I know that I've got all this going on as well. I am a fucking nurturing, motherly, caring individual, right? And I am connected to the creativity and to the void space. And in all honesty, a few of you might be perceiving this, people that know me better, know that I'm quite feminine in a lot of my regards. I'm very light, but I'm quite feminine, and that's a lot of the reason people see me as like this lover, right? My comfort zone is actually this point just here. And Vic's comfort zone, my perception, this is a projection, so if she tells you different, it's fine. It's actually here, but we have done work on it and she does agree. So it's like, this is where her and I show up with each other, and so what this is outsourcing to each other, right? So she outsources to me all the like nurturing and the patience and the fucking, and the hold space and provide style energy. It's like I'll keep food in the fridge and all that and like do the acts of service and be the nurturer, cook the dinner, all that kind of thing, right? This is me up here, and Vic down here is the big creative energy. As I said, she made this map. She creates maps like on a weekly basis. It's fucking blown my mind. She's connected to this void space and just like plucks these ideas and then fucking grounds them on this planet. Fucking cool. But she's definitely connected to like this deep well of emotion that my comfort zone doesn't want to fucking go into all the time. And she's fucking goal focused and penetrative and knows how to fucking take. And so me, and this is a beautiful map for this because I can now see, I've had this for a while, what I have to step into. And that's why I've become more clean with my penetrative energy. I've become more goal focused because I knew that I had to step into my goal focus because I want my business, well, I wanted a business, so I'm like, I'm going to make a business. Set some fucking goals. Boom. Put actions down. Stepped into it, right? I had to step into this because I was fucking stepping back, holding space for Vic's business and like helping her, and it was like overgiving, right? And I wasn't putting myself forward. I was living fucking 2 lives, trying to work as a carpenter and like simultaneously be in this fucking world constantly, and it just wasn't working for me. There could have been 3 of me, and all 3 of me still would have been busy. I don't know how the fuck I was doing it for so long. So I was completely overgiving and underboundaried. Now this, like 2 poles here are quite more common in society. So this is like I see this in men, like this is like the kind of like standard, I picture like a tradesman man and the missus, and they buy a house in the rabbit warren's new house kind of thing, and pay off the mortgage kind of thing. Now he's got some structure and he's got his carpentry business, whatever, and it's kind of like and then when it comes to sex, he steps into this like penetrative mode, and it's like this is where he like wants to show up. And it's like this is like, I was about to go into alcohol, but it's a completely different rabbit hole. Anyway, this feminine, right, which is like nurturing, motherly, yeah, right, she looks after the kids and stuff, and she's got some creative ideas going on and stuff, but like when the shit hits the fan, right, when these end up polarized, it's like this over here will end up like being really fucking manipulative and like and emotional dumping is what I see. People ending up in the dark. If she ends up overwhelmed, and he'll end up completely like numbing himself out with drinking and fucking taking drugs, whatever the fuck it is, right? And sometimes he'll go into fucking darkness and step into like being real predatorial and fucking crossing boundaries, like crossing his own relationships boundaries, ended up cheating on her or fucking going to a prostitute, shit, things like that. It's kind of like, this is the society that we live in. People jumping around all of these all the fucking time. It makes me want to slap people in the face.
Your dark masculine, Danny?
It's my dark masculine getting mad at people. So, a piece here for me, guys, is that I had to really, as I said, step into this predatorial, this animal energy, and had to acknowledge that I've got this fucking animal in me that just wants to take. And as I said, instead of me stepping into the predator and all of a sudden becoming this big seedy rapist, it's like all of a sudden I could leave that crossing boundaries, sexual predator style energy in the past and completely see it from this top-down view, and know that we all need to be taught better consent rituals for a start. We all need to be taught how to have boundaries. It's a massive piece. How to literally just say no, or how to feel into the body. And this would be a big piece that EJ is going to share and going to give, is like breathing into the body to actually find the yeses and nos. In the Tantra sacred sexuality community, we say that there's 4 centers to find a yes or a no. It's like I'll speak heteronormatively, as you see, my cock has a yes or a no, right? Green light or red light. My gut has a yes or a no. My heart has a yes or a no. And my mind has a yes or a no. It's like if I enter a sexual scenario and I might be attracted to this woman, right, physically, and my cock is like full, yes, we're in an aroused scene. So my cock's like green light as fuck, right? And my heart's like, I'm quite like, I've been talking to this woman for a while. I'm really like, I've wanted this for a while. I really love her. And it's like real full fucking green light, green, right? But I haven't checked in with her around like a few boundaries, haven't let her know that like I've got to use condoms, or like that I'm in multiple relationships, whatever the hell. It's like I haven't had the conversations with her around like what this means to her and what I'm offering. I'm not offering like a life partnership style thing. This is just like a beautiful connection to me. So my mind's a bit off, kind of like I've got to do some shit, and that's sending my gut off. My gut's kind of got these, gut's really connected to the emotions of it. So it's like I've got a red light here making me feel all confused and wary, and like my gut's kind of like feeling off because of that. So it's like got some confusion, got some fears, got some, that's a no, right? It's like even if my cock is full fucking yes, even if my heart's full fucking green light, go, it's like I've still got 2 centers that are saying no, right? So that ties into what we numb out as men when outsourcing all this stuff or ending up out here in in shadow. It's been said that I am heavy in the lover archetype. Here we go. And a big shadow of the lover is the addicted lover. That's big for me, right? So all addictions stem from like this lover archetype. This addiction comes from the lover archetype. Doesn't matter whether it's addiction to gambling or addiction to alcohol, whatever the fuck it is, because it comes from like this numbing kind of culture. Or I find myself, like, addictions that I fall into are more around pleasure, definitely fucking masturbation, definitely been in pornography in the past, and it's like what I'm actually doing is numbing out to my fucking reality, what's going on in my heart. I'm keeping all my pleasure, all my all my moments down here in the cock, right, just in this center, because I'm avoiding stepping into like the pain that's going on in my heart or in my gut, right? So it's like I'll just stay in the green light down here because it feels good, right? But yeah, I kind of semi-know that I've got red lights in the heart on some level, but it's like I'm fucking pushing that aside. It's very easy for me to slip into masturbation because it's not actually crossing boundaries in my relationship, for instance, and it's kind of just, I can fucking waste hours there, you know? And so this addicted lover, that's a completely different graph. But how it plays out is in addictions, the lover archetype, or there's two shadows to the lover. Picture it like a triangle, ultimate lover. We've got the overactive is the addicted, and the underactive is the impotent lover. What we do in that, and that's also outsourcing. So I can be addicted to gambling, and I'm getting all the lights and buzzers and like of the poker machines, addicted to just constantly staying in this loop of getting that little dopamine hit, that getting that little pleasure, and that's up here, that's this center, right? Same as me masturbating, same fucking, like getting some pleasure in here of that little hit, same fucking thing, right? That addiction is giving me these little buzzers, because it's all that I deserve, like in that state. It's like these little fucking rises of pleasure. Me, these little fucking rises of pleasure, little rises of pleasure. So, that's fucking struggle to speak about because it's very alive. So where to go from here? EJ, ask me questions.
Well, I think you covered so much, so I think, does that feel complete? Do you feel complete?
What's some other, give me some more words for like light feminine. What's the light feminine end up in when she's...
Well, caretaking.
Caretaking.
Yeah, overly caretaking.
Yeah.
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 That's probably the biggest one that I see.
Yeah.
And overly mothering as well, like it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.